The wall and crown knot, also known as the Manrope knot, is a great way to finish off some paracord ends. So I've got some sinnet knots here, or just some wall knots really, and we're going to finish that off with a knot in a way that you don't even see the ends. Let's dive right in. If you don't know the box knot or wall knot, this is what it looks like when it's tightened down. We're going to be using mostly this concept for the construction of this knot. Basically just looping one cord underneath the one next to it. We're doing a 4-strand. I believe this knot can be done with 3-strand or even more than the 4 that we're doing. To start off, we're going to construct an upside down one of these. So you can either flip it this way, or we're just going to be constructing it the opposite direction of what we normally would. So I'll start with this yellow cord, and I'm just going to be running it underneath the cord next to it. Then we'll take the next cord, this gray one, and put it underneath that one and the one next to it. Same with the red, underneath those two. And the blue as well. We'll do underneath the red, then we want to go underneath the yellow too. So we want to come up through this hole right here. We'll just tighten this down loosely. You want to still be able to fit cords through each one of those holes. Now we're essentially going to be doing the same thing again, just right side up this time. And so this yellow cord is going to go over our gray. This gray cord then will go over our yellow and the red. The red over the next two cords. And the blue will go over the red and yellow to go down through this loop. We'll tighten that all down so it's not a jumbled mess. So with this gray cord, we're going to be going past the blue to follow this yellow. So we're just going to run it right past this yellow, up through the same hole the yellow does. And we'll just set that aside. So now we need to do that with each of the colors. We'll take the yellow, and that's going to follow the blue up through the hole. Then our blue will follow this red right here. Make sure it comes up the same place as the red. And we want it to sit right alongside of it. So we don't want it crossing over like this. We want it to sit right underneath. And then our last cord here, the red, is going to follow the gray. So now you should have a symmetrical knot again. It's starting to be pretty complex at this point. We're almost done. We just have to end these cords going back the other direction. So to do that, we're just going to continue following that color that we were following. So we'll pick up our gray again, and that's going to be following yellow. But instead of following it all the way through the knot, we're just going to follow along this same side of the yellow, this left side here, and put it down through the middle of the knot. So it's only following it that far, and then it dives down through the middle. So the next, our yellow, we're following this blue. We're going to go right down through there. Then next, our blue is following our red. And that's going to go right down here. I want to make sure that it comes out the middle and doesn't go through any of these. And the last one, our red, is following gray. And again, right down through. So now we can begin to tighten this knot down. The hardest part is done. We just need to follow these loops through and tighten them gradually. If you tighten one color too fast, the whole thing is going to not look how we want it to in the end. So let's start with gray here. I'll push the gray loop through, comes out this side, kind of follow it through, taking some of that slack out until it comes out the bottom. Do that with each of the cords, and we'll begin to see how it's going to take shape. As you tighten, you want the knot to completely cover this end of our sinnet knots. So as you're tightening, you might just kind of want to push it up and off of your stem. So when your knot is tightened down, it should look about like this, with your cords running back along the stem of whatever your creation is. So to hide these ends, what I like to do is clip them very close to the knot itself. Just about as close as you can get with the scissors. And then take the lighter and just barely singe the ends. You might need to kind of pull it away so that you don't melt everything next to it, but a quick, close melt with the lighter is going to melt those ends faster than it's going to melt the cord around it. So you just want to keep it quick, and then take it off. And then I'll take the back end of a fid or something similar and push it into the knot. It's a tight enough knot that it's not going to come undone if that end isn't poking out. So I'll go ahead and finish those up and we'll see what it looks like. So there's our finished manrope knot. Like I said, it's a great way to hide your ends when you're making a project. I don't know of any other way that can hide it quite so well. We hope to use this knot in a future tutorial on how to finish off a lanyard with a nice paracord loop at the bottom and hiding your ends. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.